Bring us your baffling.
Bring us your audacious.
We want your sticky notes, sketchbooks, and scribbles. Let's pin them to the wall, kick them around.
Kick them around, see what happens.
Because we're in the how do I get this startup off the ground business.
The taking your business, global business.
We're in the problem-solving business. 400,000 people.
Ready to help you solve problems while they're still called opportunities.
From figuring it out to getting it done.
We're here to help.
When they said I had to leave Florida, I said, well, I'm more than glad to do that. But I would like to thank everyone. I see a lot of faces out here that I've seen play over the years. And it was exciting to see the program start to really take going right now with the soccer program, the football team doing what they're doing, the basketball women and men, and the track, and even our women's swimming team. It's been a joy. I try to go to as many events as I can. I have for over 50 years. And I really joined the university, and the people that I've gotten to meet, and like I said, I've seen a lot of them that's been inducted. I see here tonight, and I've seen them play basketball, football, and things like that. I'd also like to thank my wife for putting up with me all these years, going to all these games and everything, and my family, and I've got all my family here tonight, and all my grandchildren. They're sitting at these tables right out here, so it's exciting that they could all be here. Even my daughter, Krista, that was in the hospital, she made sure she got here tonight. So. And they said we have 5 minutes, and 4 minutes, 3 minutes, so I better stop now. Thanks again.
Where I came on my recruiting visit. So as an 18-year-old kid coming up to the Cochrane Hilton to Akron, Ohio, I'm from Chicago. It's a pretty big honor to be recognized, even for something I did off the field. So, I mean, obviously we come to college to get our degrees to play athletics and football, but really to be honored for something I did off the field and with my degree is really humbling and really special to me. So I'd like to thank the Varsity A Association for honoring me with this honor. I've become very good friends with Coach Bowden and his fiancee Audrey. So it's Coach Bowden. He doesn't like to talk about himself, but it was his 60th birthday 2 days ago. So can we give him a round of applause? You mentioned, the thing that I take away most from the University of Akron is my wife. I met her. I was a quarterback here at the university. My wife was a cheerleader. I started dating her my second year in college, and we've gone on to get married, and we've got a beautiful 8-year-old daughter who I have to get to a dance recital tonight down in Kenneth. So I was happy that the basketball team got moved to tonight instead of tomorrow, so I could be here. So, but just thanks everybody. It's great seeing old friends, and I recognize a lot of faces that I just see at Akron events, and so I really appreciate this honor. Thank you, Go Zips.
Being here, and I can definitely say that it is a pleasure. And I'm trying to be brief. The University of Akron established a football team in 1891. It was then called Bookville College. When it comes to the team of 1968, it was an array of talent, very unusually put together. Again, I can thank the coaching staff. Isolde Amerson, Jack Bynum, Ken Delaney, Dan Ruff, Tony Pollia, Mike Kira, and Dan Swisler, all Hall of Famers. So I didn't do anything by myself. It was a team. And I must admit, there were some bad moments. I must admit, when we would come in from our preseason warm-ups, before we went back out on the field, I would shake the hands of every teammate in the locker room. There were some of my teammates who were starters who didn't really want to shake my hand. But that was all right. I had a job to do, and by the end of the season, we were on the same page. I remember coming in from a loss. I can't remember if it was Tampa or Eastern Michigan. We lost back-to-back games. I was very upset. And I said to the team members, this is too good of a team to lose 3 games in a row. We didn't, but we were tied by Western Kentucky. The biggest win of that particular year, I must admit, and I remember this very vividly, we played Eastern Kentucky. And when we came off the field, the score was 31-20. They were very upset because a young man by the name of Jack Biden, who was a freshman, beat them. And they were rated number 3 in the nation at the time. But that was Akron U rising to the occasion. All we wanted was the opportunity to play, the opportunity to win, the opportunity to show who we were and represent our university. I must admit that playing here in Akron has been an honor. It's been an awesome responsibility. That year that we had our kickoff banquet, we had a speaker come down, again, fraternity brother, Jesse Owens, the 1936 4-time winner for the Olympics, another fraternity brother. So all I've been trying to do is follow the steps of my fraternity. First of all, service of all, we should transcend all. Be a part of this community and try to be a leader. I must admit, I was nothing but a small cog of the wheel for the college that I played with. And I want to thank you very much, and I want to thank Coach Jim Dennison for recruiting Jack Bottom and I that same year. We're both from Elyria, right down the street here. Matter of fact, I did not know where Akron was until I came here to go to school. I thought Akron was in Pennsylvania. But it was amazing that I made a telephone call to Jim Dennison August 1st and asked him, was that offer still open? And he said yes. And the rest, I can say, is truly history. I thank you very much.
3 things I'm going to mention, and this will be brief, hopefully. Number 1, I want to congratulate all the inductees that are going in today. This is your day. You worked hard to get where you're at. Enjoy it. It's super. Just from experience, it's one of the best days of my life when I got notified by Jim Dennison that I was going into the Hall in '82. I don't want to go on a negative note, but my thoughts are about a lot of the coaches and players that have passed away in the last 48 years. It's been 48 years. And one of them was a really good football player and a very, very good friend of mine that died right after graduation. His name was Ron Scarron. His nickname was Riviera. They didn't call him Riviera for nothing. He was a classic. He was great. The reason I'm mentioning this is because guys like Ronnie, Kenny Delaney's gone, a lot of the coaches, as I mentioned, I was fortunate to be at a banquet in Youngstown for one of Jim Trustle's championship, Division I AA championship games. My son played for him. And he mentioned that in order to build a skyscraper, you need a great foundation so that skyscraper doesn't fall. And I really think that these guys down here that showed up tonight from that team, not just Nate and I, but all the other guys, helped build the skyscraper that you saw in December out in Boise. I thought that was a big, big lift for Akron U. And I'll tell you what, I still get goosebumps thinking about watching that football game. Congratulations, Coach, on that. And finally, like I said, not just the guys that are here tonight, but the ones that wish they were here. My brother Joe is a safety on the football team. He's a snowbird, big deal. But I'll be seeing him, and he wanted me to tell everybody hello also. Well, thank you very much for your time, and enjoy this evening, because it's once in a while. It only comes.
Tonight, I would like to congratulate everyone in the class of 2015. And it really is a night for me to say thank you. First, to the University of Akron for the educational opportunities it provided my family. At my family table, there are 4 bachelor's degrees, 4 master's degrees, and one MD from a UA affiliate. So thank you, University of Akron. Of course, my huge thank you goes to the University of Akron Athletic Department that allowed me and encouraged me to pursue my profession at a Division I level, a position that was not available at other institutions in the late 80s and 90s. The UA gave me a chance to develop my dream job and encouraged and supported my philosophies for 29 years. My main philosophy being every student athlete, regardless of gender or sport, deserve the same medical treatment and care in the same timely fashion. So with this in mind, we were able to increase our medical coverage, staff, and facilities, and always put the welfare of the student athlete in the forefront. I was the lucky person who had a job they loved and looked forward to the challenges we faced every day. Meeting the needs of a Division I athlete was very rewarding. Always kept me aware of how smart and talented the youth of today is. Finally, I must thank my family, who grew up keeping stats, being ball boys, eating their Thanksgiving dinner on Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, or whatever day was available. This could be a clue as to why we are not allowed to watch any sporting events now on holidays. And no one seems to be too permanently scarred by our sometimes unconventional upbringing. So again, thank you to the University of Akron for their wonderful career opportunities, and a huge hug to my family for understanding and being patient. It's great being a Zip. Thanks.
I have so many fond memories of Akron, starting with Coach Dennis and Coach Flaherty, coming into our living room, sitting down, talking about the opportunity to play for the Zips. I can remember back going to Acme Zip games and attending them as a fan. I was pretty excited to become a part of that tradition. The only thing better than going to an Acme Zip game was definitely playing it. One of my favorite memories as a football freshman was during the Boise Week games. I was a freshman. I was coming off of an injury, and that occurred during two-a-days. After warm-ups and skills, I went to Coach Wolf at the scout team, and he told me to play middle guard. I was going to be playing against Juan Pope, who was the starting center for 3 years and all-league. I was just a freshman. And after a few plays, I realized that I was not playing against boys in high school anymore. I was playing against men. Juan and I butted heads for several plays, and he was tough, fast, and agile. Then, one of the things I noticed was that his foot positioning when he was blocking me, because it was tough. And I figured out his tell. So to make it simple, when he was on his toes, I realized he was going to fire out at me hard. And when he was on his heels, I knew that he was going to be more of a pass block. So I decided next time he was on his toes, I would use what is called a swim technique. And sure enough, I went right by him, and the guard was pulling from my right to his left. I went around him so fast, I was in front of him. And unfortunately, the running back was handed the ball, and I was right in his face, and I took him down. Knowing his tell, though, I was able to keep Juan off balance for the rest of the week. Friday came, and the team traveled to Boise, where we had a tough loss. It was a close game. Back home on Sunday, the game was, the team would break offense and defense, and watch the game filmed separately and be graded. After everything was over, my position coach told me that I would be practicing with the Varsity, meaning I'm off scout team. But after the teams would, after watching the films and the offense and defense would come together down in an auditorium down the hall. walking to the auditorium, I had a tap on the shoulder. It was Juan. Juan pulled me aside and told me that he had one of his best graded games. He acknowledged, although I made it really tough on him that week, he was better prepared for that game against Boise. Juan's words meant more to me than my position coach telling me I would be practicing with the varsity the following week, because it came from such a seasoned veteran. One of the many things I took from Coach Dennison and the Akron football program was PMA, positive mental attitude. I've always applied that in my marriage, in my career, and in fatherhood. In sports, there are many life lessons learned. It's what we take from sports. Sure, there's winners and losers, but sports gives us a place to fail, to grow, and succeed within ourselves and with others. Akron will always be a part of me. Akron was the right place for me to learn those lessons. Thank you.
If you can't hear me, raise your hand. James Edward Goldsmith, rifle shooter, one of the best, and a good friend. I just looked around, and he was gone. The song I'm going to sing has not been written. You got lucky. It is, however, like music when you shoot a string of bullseyes, center bullseyes, to his wife, Bunny Goldsmith, and Ken McDonald, who helped make this possible. I submit. It is my honor and privilege to summarize Jim Goldsmith's acceptance into the UA Hall of Fame, Sports Hall of Fame. We met as high school competitors when Jim was 17. He came out of Central High School, and he shot on the Post 209 rifle team. I came out of Garfield. We met. I formed a basketball team of 18 and under, and he was part of my bench strength. We won the city title for 18 and under, not high school. And for some of you who are old enough, you may remember a fellow named Gabalak, who became an attorney in Akron. And he was a top-notch player, but he didn't have the support, so I think they were in second place. So it takes teamwork, and for those of you that are in sports and you're here, you know, the teamwork is what it's all about. I want to thank the UA rifle coach, Jude Engel, a real coach, for his UA service. Most high schools and colleges in our day had facilitators, not coaches. So the shooters had to figure things out for themselves, which is a little bit different than basketball, football, soccer, etc. One of the things that bonds sports types, particularly Jim Goldsmith and myself, was the fact that we both work to make each other better. So when whatever sport you're in, when you find somebody like that, it's a bonding experience. Jim Goldsmith was that kind of guy. Shooting is unique. Now, you have to listen carefully to what I'm going to say and see how it applies to your sport. Shooters must manage their breathing, their heart rate, their adrenaline, their pulse impact on the sight picture, sight alignment, holding the breath, but not too long, trigger squeeze, and what is important to all sports, as you know it, follow through. Natural point of aim is critical. If a shooter cants the rifle, the consistency of the weapon may require a spirit level on the front sight. So it's a different kind of sport. But Jim Goldsmith was the kind of guy that liked to discuss this, so he became better, and I became better. Sometimes he was a better shooter, sometimes I was. Yet Jim Goldsmith, by any measure, was the basis for the team's success. Jim Goldsmith's exemplary 4-year University of Akron varsity shooting record, individually and with 80-1 record, speaks for itself. And you might know who the only loss we had in 4 years was. Kent State. Now, they talked about the team record. At the end of 4 years, we were invited, because we were national champions, by another national championship team to go to Reno, Nevada. One of the instructors at Akron U was a reservist, so they flew us down. And as good as we were, we finished third. Now, I need to tell you that the University of Nevada cheated. They introduced us to something called tequila. Thank you.
I'd like to thank the athletic department and the Hall of Fame committee for giving me this remarkable honor. This tribute is a representation of a great track and field program, outstanding group of people that look after it, and a lot of hard work. I would like to thank Dennis Mitchell for giving me this opportunity to study and be part of Akron's track and field team. Can't thank enough my coach, Scott Jones, for all he did for me. Thank you for your dedication and passion to every workout. Thank you for all the extra time spent with me to make me a better athlete and a better person. Many thanks to my teammates, Randy and Logan, who are here today, and friends for all your support throughout the years. And this is not only on the track, but also outside. Thank you to my parents and family who made it all possible. Thank you to my daughter Maya, who is here with me today. The older I get, the more appreciative I am of my time at the University of Akron. It is incredible and hard to believe that someone like me, summers in Poland, was given this chance. How lucky was I, and how different my life would be if it wasn't for the University of Akron. I must say that sometimes it wasn't easy. There's a lot of obstacles when you're coming from a different culture with different traditions. And not having family close by certainly was the hardest one. However, running for me at that time was at the top of my priorities. And in some way, it was a distraction from the fact that my home is quite far. I put my heart into running and to representing the school as best as I could, and I'm so happy that it all worked out so well. Thank you.
Thanks to Ken McDonald and the Varsity A Association and all who made this day possible. I'd also like to add my congratulations to the many others, to all the individuals who are being honored here this evening. It's, to share this special occasion with you is a humbling experience for me. When you get to be my age, these things don't come around very often. Over the years, I've come to realize that we really don't do anything alone, even running through the woods at Goodyear Metropolitan Park. Everything we ever do or accomplish is a result of the influence of others in our lives. And so I have many to thank for being here tonight. Coaches, family, teammates, mentors, friends, and even an ROTC instructor I had here at Akron U who took a special interest in my athletic activities. These are only a few of those who encouraged me through the years, but they are the ones that finally made this moment possible. I realized as I reviewed those who've been previously inducted into the Sports Hall of Fame, that 3 of the 4 coaches that I had in high school and here at Akron U are part of this select group, and it's an honor to join them tonight. And those 3 are Dave Appleby, who was my cross-country coach at Bookville High School a long time ago. Al Hall, who was the cross-country coach at Akron U when I was here, and Tommy Evans, who was the track coach when I was here. Each of these men had a profound influence on my life. And even though I probably didn't realize it at the time, I appreciate it now. Nearly half a century later, I can still picture each of them, the advice they gave me, and life lessons that they taught me. But that's really a huge part of what athletics is about, isn't it? It's not only about individual achievements, which we recognize tonight, but ultimately about investing in the lives of others. And this is what I remember about the coaches I was privileged to have over the years. They were interested in me as a person, as well as my performance. And I had some things I wanted to say about teammates, and I'll skip that because I know we're running late, but I appreciated all the teammates I had and the bonds that we made together. So I thank them. And Finally, I'd like to thank my loving family. They really are my most prized possession. My wife, Joanne, who is here tonight, my 2 sons, and my 2 grandsons keep me ever aware of God's continued blessing in my life. So thank you, and especially you, Joanne, for your never-ending love and support. So to all of you, for providing me with this historic opportunity in my life, I say simply, thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I had 2 thoughts as I was sitting there. Number one is, if you read the bio on there, I teach 2nd grade physical education, and I'm thinking, I don't know what's harder, getting on front, speaking in front of all of you, or teaching 200, 300 2nd graders. So, as you can see, I've been up back and forth a few times. The other thing is, I was listening to other speeches from the cross-country runners, and I'm thinking, I played, as you can see, goalkeeper, and those 2 probably ran more than I did my whole life, because the goalkeeper's only responsible for that 18-yard box, and sometimes we play goalie because in terms of the running. So they were good runners. So, but anyhow, I'm going to keep it real brief. Just want to thank. First off, I want to thank God, because He's that and blessed us all with ability. So thank you. And I also want to thank the committee for just nominating me, and just almost fell down. So just feel humbled to do that. And I want to thank University of Akron, the many coaches I've had. I was blessed to play for Ken Lola and Steve Parker, which again, they mold you and make you who you are. And I think that's one of the reasons I got into coaching and the teaching is because of and Coach Kistner and others who have just taught me how to be humble and help give back to the community, and give back to the sport that I grew up playing. So I would encourage all of you to give back, and I think that's what God calls us to do as well, is to serve others. So I thank that for the coaches. I want to, the most important person in my life is my wife Laura, and my mother and family, and I want to thank them for putting up with me and supporting me through soccer and through all of that. I also want to thank my brother for making me who I am today, partly because all the competitive times we played in the backyard and just keep making us better and pushing us as brothers. And I was also, somebody made a comment about fellow Hall of Fame members, and I look at the coaches I've had with George and Louis, or George Nanshoff was one. His brother Louis was also a great player here. And Coach Kistner, I had the privilege of playing for him at Walsh in high school, and he's also here and supporting me, and it was a privilege playing for those guys. And, I want to thank them. I also want to get here, you also have to have friends and teammates that care for you. And one of my best friends over there, Bob, I want to thank you for coming. So, thank you guys.
How y'all doing? It's a great evening. I don't really have much to say about myself. I just want to say a whole bunch of thank yous. Start with my grandma, who's here tonight. Love her to death. She's my world. She means everything to me. I ain't gonna cry. Wait.
Yeah, you are.
You can't accomplish things without the support of other people. I want to thank my teammates. There's a ton of them here tonight. Some of them back here, they're really loud and wild. They're obnoxious. They're really obnoxious. Seriously. So if you hear anything, it's them.
Hey, Bo.
I want to thank the people that I work with today. Like my dad, my sisters, my brother, my aunts. Life is good. As long as we have our health, we can smile, and we have a chance to wake up every day. God is good. I want to thank God. Rest in peace to my mother. I didn't really write anything down today. And they put me last. Seriously, I had like a 15-minute speech ready. But I'm fast. So I'm gonna get y'all to the game. I just want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you to the Varsity A. I paid for this. Seriously, I worked with them all last year. They're a great group. 5 cents a day. Seriously, they're a really cheap group. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for this award. Thank you for the honor. Shelly. I love you, Shelly. I love you. Thank you very much. I got nothing more. Good night.